Hey Mustangs! So it looks like we finally got enrolled to the library course. Congratulations. And I have several of you that have completed the last library assignment for Bluebonnets. And if you have not completed the Google form, you're going to have to catch up this week and get that done. So right here is the button for last week's lesson for the Bluebonnets. And I'm going to scoot this over a little bit. Right here is the Google form. So make sure that you do all the things, Bluebonnets, and then fill out that Google form because I am sharing that with your teachers and that is a participation grade. So make sure that you get that done. All right, just a quick little overview. If you're looking for ebooks, you can go to this cart. If you want to brush up on your Bluebonnets and look at the trailers to figure out which one you wanted to check out next, you can go here. If you're interested in looking at the research in the databases, right here is your button. All right, so right now we're going to focus on this week's lesson, the new library lesson. This week's lesson is going to be a makerspace lesson. We're going to have a virtual makerspace lesson. We are going to look at the art of origami. Now, the first thing you're going to do is watch this little video about the origin of origami and why people make origami art. And so you're going to watch that video and then you're going to look at these origami books. In our EBSCOhost ebook platform, we have all of these origami books, 11 total. There are several different craft books and different books in EBSCOhost. So if you're wondering, how do I get to EBSCOhost? That would be on our front page where the library cart was, and you'll click on the book cart, and that will take you to the EBSCO ebooks. Okay, so here we are. We're going to look at all these origami books. There's a bunch of them. Any book, you can browse any of the books, and you're going to choose. I'm going to go right here to the classic paper folding origami book. You're going to click on the cover of the book, and it's going to take you directly to the book in EBSCO. If you look over here on the left, it'll take you to different origami projects. So let's say I was interested in looking at the cool ice cream cone. Scoot this over a little bit. I could just select cool ice cream cone and it'll take me right here. It's going to tell you right here what you're going to need. You're going to need a square piece of paper to make the ice cream cone. So that's where you're going to, all the materials you're going to need for the origami. You're going to need pencil, paper, maybe some scissors, and possibly a ruler. And all of those types of supplies were the supplies that you would have needed for regular school. So ask your parents where your school supplies are at and start creating. Now let me give you just a little piece of advice. When you're making origami, some of them can be pretty complicated, and then some are a little bit easier. When you're doing origami, everything is step by step. You'll have a step 1, step 2, step 3, see the pattern, and you cannot skip the steps. You have to go in order. Now, if this is the first time you've ever done origami, or maybe you've done it before, but let's say you're making this ice cream cone and maybe you've made a couple mistakes. You need to be careful. I mean, you can always unfold your paper and try to flatten it and rework it again. But if you've made so many mistakes, sometimes your paper will be really hard to fold and you'll have a harder time making your origami shape. So you might, need to start over with your paper and get a fresh sheet. So luckily, paper is not too terribly expensive, and hopefully we have still a lot of paper from your school supplies. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our origami books. Once you're done browsing the books and choosing which activity you want to do, you have to pick one activity to make your origami art. You're going to go back to this little yellow arrow, and it's going to take you back to your lesson. Okay, here we are back in our lesson. So you have watched the origami video, You have browsed the origami books. You have selected at least one origami project. You're going to create your project. And when you are done with all of that, you're going to go to your Google form. This is how your teacher and I are going to know that you did your lesson for the day. It says after browsing the origami books in your library lesson, create your project and then fill out this form. You will get a participation grade for completing this form. You're going to put your first name, your last name, your grade, your reading teacher, just like last week. And then I put a little image up here to show you all the books from our library lesson to refresh your memory. And then it says, which book did you use for your origami lesson? And I said, you had a lot to choose from. So you're going to select the one book that you made your project from. It says, what project did you decide on? That's where you're going to tell me. If you made the ice cream cone, you're going to say ice cream cone. If you decided to make the traditional crane, you will put in crane. If you want to do a hopping frog, you'll put in hopping frog. It depends on what project you chose. What were some of the challenges with origami? Share with me right there. And then on a scale from 1 to 5, how much did you enjoy origami? 1 equals no fun. And then 3 would be like in the middle, like I could take it or leave it. And then number 5 is like, I love origami. Origami is my thing. You have to select that submit button. If you don't hit the submit button, then I don't know you did the assignment. And then your teacher doesn't know you did the assignment. And then you're getting a Canvas notification that you didn't do your assignment. So make sure that you do your Google form. All right. So I'm going to go back. This is your lesson. If you, when you're done with your origami and you want to go back and look at more EBSCO books, right here where it says ebooks on this cart, oops, that was the ebook platform that we used, okay? So you would open that up. Here's the username and password, and you just hit that go button, and it'll take you right to EBSCOhost. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this week's Makerspace with origami. And one more thing before I let you go, don't forget you have from Monday, September 14th to Friday, September 18th to complete this assignment. Just plug it in when you can sometime this week. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to send me a message in the inbox. Have fun!